4, 3, dos, uno. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. My name is Sebastian. Thank you so much for being here. I will be your host now, forever, and always. We are 1 year old in this episode. Is 1 year old a proper grammatical algorithm? I don't know. Probably not. Anyway, we are usually just rambling here in my lovely little home here in Ocean Beach, California with my dog and my cat. However, today we are joined by a good friend of mine. He's a comedian here in the San Diego scene. I would love to introduce you guys to my friend Roman Menchaca. How are you doing, my buddy? Welcome to the podcast.
Fantastic, man. Thanks for having me
here today. Ollie, please, let's get on the bed and let's get on with today's show. He's got a bone to pick, and by that I mean he wants to show it to you. How you doing, buddy? How are you doing, buddy?
Dude, I'm fucking fantastic.
Effing fantastic. I like to hear it. How has today been treating you?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. I'm expecting the May gray, the June gloom, and it's just been, the sun's been out so often.
It's been so nice.
With the gnarly winter we had. We deserve it.
Mayflower round 2. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Shouts out to the Pilgrims. So before this episode started, we were talking a little bit about how Jackass may have inadvertently changed the course of modern day action sports, because Travis Pastrana, as we all know, was a big fan of the whole original gang, and then somehow from the development of Jackass came the Nitro Circus little thing, where it was less about doing crazy stunts to hurt ourselves and more or less extremely thought through.
The evolution of action sports.
Yes, I'm trying to put the words together. It's not coming, but yeah, that Travis Pastrana single-handedly chose a group of people who, in their own realm, whether it's mountain biking or skateboarding or BMX biking, they each took their limits to the absolute fullest of possibilities. And right now we have athletes like Ryan Williams just defying gravity, I mean, how do you see from your perspective of a sport lover as a kid to where we're at now?
It's crazy. I think though, especially for Travis, because I grew up riding dirt bikes, so I'm a big fan.
Oh, cool.
The not necessarily the inception of freestyle motocross was literally like Jackass. You just go out in the desert with a shovel and a couple friends and get a case of beer, and you just huck yourself off this thing that you just built together, over a course of
Hey, I'm Travis Pastrana. We're gonna do the first 360.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm Travis Pastrana. I'm gonna do the first double backflip.
So for me, it's it is it does look like it's tagging onto Jackass, but it's sort of like they're kind of feeding into the same thing, where it's just freestyle was literally just anything that you do, you're just having fun.
Jackass is just freestyle humanism.
Yeah. Freestyle. This is Bum Fights crew on steroids.
Yeah, it's just
the ever increasing budget.
Extreme athleticism to this. There's this one end of the spectrum is I'm an insanely talented athlete. I'm gonna ride a porta potty on skis down a mountain. The other one's I think I could do a quadruple backflip. I'm gonna do it, and then he does it. It's just, dude, one's really fun and you'll laugh. It still takes a good amount of courage and strength, to get through half of the Jackass stunts and survive. 99% of the crew survived. Rest in peace, Ryan Dunn.
You look at so many.
At the same time,
so many of those guys from Nitro Circus, and they will do a world's first in competition.
Yeah.
And the first attempt will just completely shatter their pelvis and break their collarbone.
Oh, yeah.
And then get back to the top of the ramp and nail the world's first in competition.
I've seen dudes get broke off in person. It's not something that you want to witness. But then you watch them persevere and get back up somehow. What?
When Travis was trying to first nail the double backflip in competition.
Yep.
Literally shit his pants and broke his pelvis.
Yeah.
And he went back up and did it for real and landed it clean with just
the
that.
Broken pelvis.
And he walked his happy ass up to the podium to tell everybody about it.
Never to have a child again. And then by the grace of God, he had 6 or whatever.
He's got a happy family.
How does this thing work? It's a great question.
You think he's the kind of person that's has no fear, and it turns out he has insane night terrors.
I think
he wakes up in the middle of the night screaming at boogeymen.
No, I think he's religious. I think he's extremely religious, and he just thinks God's got his back.
I don't know, but I know that
a lot of
those struggle with night terrors.
That makes sense. I mean, like,
since he was a child.
So you've been involved in action sports. Like, have you ever suffered like a major crash? Like something
Dude,
that's
I've broken
like
like 30 bones.
Okay, so you know what a traumatic injury feels like. It's a very all of a sudden kind of phenomenon. Like, it's going great, the run's going good, oh, and then you're just like in this kind of moment, like, oh, fuck, you have to process what's happening. Your body hasn't fully adjusted to it yet.
Yeah.
That's a traumatic experience, and like as extreme athletes, we do that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Preferably, we'd like not to fall, obviously.
That sort of reminds me of the story.
It's part of the game.
One of my first times that I ever broke a bone was I broke my radius, my ulna, my right arm. I was snowboarding in March, and it was super icy conditions.
Yeah.
And I went off the face of this jump, and just sort of like as I'm going over, I lose my edge, and I'm like starting to tumble backwards, and I'm like looking down at the landing, and it's just all shiny as fuck.
No.
So I put my hands down to brace myself, right? And I break my right wrist.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't even know it happened. I went back up for 3 or 4 more runs.
Oh, then, right. The adrenaline's just flowing.
Yeah, and then, like, as the day went on, like, you know, you'd sit down in the middle of the run, watch someone hit a jump, or, you know, catch up with somebody that needs to catch their breath, you know, in your group, and then be like, oh, fuck, I can't stand up. I can't stand up on my own. Can you help me up?
Yeah, right.
And then find out, like, oh, I broke my bones and should probably call it a day, but I just kept riding. I was like, whatever.
I have a pass for the day. I'm going to use it. I'm not a rich man.
most people in action sports are not.
That's the thing. Like, people... I also, before you said you lost your edge, it made me think of LCD Sound System. Shouts out. It's a song called Losing My Edge. Anyway, what was your question?
LSD? Did you say LCD?
LCD Sound System.
Is it LSD?
Nope.
It's LCD.
LCD.
Oh.
Like a TV screen.
LED.
LED is like a light switch.
TVs.
Yeah. LSD is lysergic something dioxide. I don't remember the middle part. But what was your question before that? Something about something.
Yeah. What's on the list?
We got things on the list. For anybody in the live chat, please backtrack 30 seconds because you had a question I had an answer and it's not there. Hey! So, are you a fan of Kill Tony?
I love Kill Tony. But sometimes it is awful. And I feel bad for people.
Who likes it when comedians do good on this show?
Hey.
Who likes it when comedians do bad on this show? I live for the cringe, baby.
I know, and sometimes people are doing so well and the crowd just wants them to suck, you know?
That is a hard feeling. That's why the arena shows were so gnarly.
Yeah.
Because you watch it in the thing, and there was a great point made. Like, if you boo in a room of 100 people, you can all look around and be like, hey, that guy's booing. In an 8,000 person room, if you boo, you just create a wave of
Who was
emotion.
it that said that recently? There was someone who was talking about
That's
that.
what I heard. I'm kind of regurgitating it, but it's a great point because I was in the audience, and it's like, yeah, if you want to scream out something,
I do have to say though,
who's going to know?
That
there were fights that broke out during the RFK set in my section.
Wow, that's crazy.
Cheers to America. America. Wait, that didn't touch cans. There
Tips. All right.
I just want metal to metal, baby.
Hell yeah. It's not a hate crime.
That's right.
No, but speaking of which, dude, the New Year's special of Kill Tony.
Yeah, so I was there.
Maybe one of the worst Kill Tonys I've ever seen.
So
hard to watch.
HEB Center one.
And I watched them both twice to make sure like I'm not tripping.
No, it's pretty bad.
It was pretty unwatchable.
As far as like the people that were polled went, I think 14 out of 16 didn't have sets.
Yeah.
Which was a wild number. 2 people did pretty good. There was a black lady with blonde hair who was phenomenal. I liked her a lot, and then there was maybe one other guy, but at the same time, Mr. Beast gave his money to somebody who wasn't a comedian.
Yeah, I remember that.
Split his penis open, and then showed the panel his penis.
And he had a good set, and his son did not, right?
Yo, show me your penis. I want to see it. If you get $10,000, I don't even get a chance to go up.
Didn't he show the panel, though?
Show me your dick.
He showed the panel, right?
Yeah, and I didn't get to see it.
They're like, wow,
they were all like,
broken,
oh.
That's a monster of a hog.
But then Ari showed his balls to everybody at the YouTube theater.
Oh, yeah.
In a cut, like, he had a Kobe Bryant jersey with a cutout mouse hole for, like...
Didn't one of the Pink Rose girls flash the audience for the HEB show?
It was a lady in the audience who...
No.
Oh, no, the HEB?
Yeah, she's a regular, like, I don't know her name.
I don't think so.
She looks like a young Cameron Diaz. She totally flashed the audience.
Cool. I was too far back to notice.
He's like, look pretty small from here.
It was one of those things. They didn't have cameras at some of the events, like the big screen cameras.
I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe I should have paid for it.
There was
nope.
during the YouTube show, these chicks flashed Cam Patterson.
I saw that.
And then they were like
healthy,
giving some. Yeah, it was cool, but they were giving a commendation to his dad, like, let's make some noise for Cam's dad for being here, and he was like, hey, show my dad your titties. They did. It was just like,
hell yeah,
go sluts, team sluts all day.
Yeah.
So they made a video while they were making the new Los Angeles videos for the forum and the YouTube thing. You follow Joke World?
No.
On YouTube? Mm-hmm. That's world spelled WRLD. It's pretty popular. Like, it's the dude who synopses all the comedy stuff for the week. He'll be like, this was on Who's All the Podcast. Here's some news going on in the Kill Tony universe. Okay. Just like, it's a really well put together kind of news broadcast of comedy stuff.
I'll check it out.
And they were doing interviews with comedians in the line. And do you remember that lady? Granny Snakebite is her Instagram. Shouts out Karen Jones, who was on Kill Tony, who was at the insurrection.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
So she's amazing. I love her as a person. I've seen her. Apparently she's the only lady with perfect attendance for the mothership, and she's been to all the arena shows. Like, wow. That's cool. I've only ever tried to sign up for Kill Tony in an arena platform, which seems like the dumbest way possible.
Seems like you're really putting the
just
numbers against you.
I am absolutely fighting every possible chance.
You're asking for disappointment. You're just begging for it.
But it's kind of nice, and I'm used to it, and I like it.
Used to getting told no.
Yeah, I'm very used to it. So at the same time, I was like, yeah, maybe one of these times. And they did. So my interview is on the Joke World video. Which is so sick.
Oh, I did see that.
Right?
I watched that, actually.
Isn't that crazy?
I do know Joke World.
It's crazy. I got this whole thing until he just remembered now.
No, I literally watched that yesterday. It just came up in my feed.
Yeah.
Just like, I had seen everything there was to see on my YouTube algorithm, and then all of a sudden something comes up. Yeah.
I loved the fact that I was being referred to as butt stuff in the comments.
And Honey Bear's in there. Right?
Yeah, Honey Bear's in there too.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a cool little... Yeah, so the thing, my statement was something along the lines of, I was grateful. I started... Kill Tony is such a big thing to me, like... Because it's hard to even realize it. And I wonder how many times I've said Kill Tony at this point in my life. Like,
do you call him Kill Tony?
No, his name's Tony Hinchcliffe, and I don't like people that call him Kill Tony. It's very annoying. I'm like, do you watch Kill Tony? They're like, no, who is that?
Who's Kill Tony?
Yeah.
I know Murder Mike.
I know the Memphis Strangler. No, anyway, check it out. It's like, the show wasn't that big that long ago, which is crazy. Like, it was big, but it wasn't, like, as big as it is now. Like, the latest episode, I think if you go back in time with Casey, Cam, and William as the regulars, 1.3 million views in 2 days.
Casey's insane.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Casey, I am so glad he's getting the credit that he deserves, because when he wasn't as big as he was, like, I saw him live.
Yeah.
And he's the reason I'm here doing comedy. I'm not trying to suck his dick, but, like, I was so sad and pathetic after this depression.
I think we've
definitely talked
about
about this
on the podcast.
I've brought this up many times, and like I'm happy to I'll do it again briefly, because I saw a show at the store where Casey went up and performed so well that I forgot I was sad. And it was fucking awesome. I was about to pee my pants and I couldn't breathe, and it's just wasn't even in the moment thinking like, oh wow, this is amazing, like how beautiful this realm of joke telling can be. It was the later on in the realization that what I saw eliminated any sense of depression or sadness.
Walked you into a portal.
They straight up took me to the Blair Witch Project, and like Dude, there
so
was
fast. So sneaky.
With arms wide open. He's sneaky. I like him a lot. You know, he just
so surprising.
He does that crazy. He just pulling shit out of nowhere.
37 harmonicas or whatever.
And the Dutchman's key. He has a key in his mouth the whole show. These are all new. Like these are new things. So
Casey Rocket's incredible.
Shout out Casey fucking Rocket, dude.
What is that? What is it that makes someone that way? There's no recipe for that. It's just
it's ADHD and no pills. Because I have the same thing. I've never related more to a crazy human in my life, and it's like, here's the thing. I saw the show, realized what comedy really was. It's not like you're just going like, oh, my dick's small. Like you're trying to change the chemical balance of what people have available in their heads. You change the mind space of what they go into the show with and what they leave with. Yeah. And you can change the forever aftermath of their life at that point. It's the butterfly effect. Like, you take one good thing and they take that and turn it into one good thing and it spreads out, it's pay it forward throughout the world. Like, you're really doing God's work. Yeah. If they really, like, I might be sacrilegious in some regards, but by golly, you're making people that are sad happy, even if it's for a little bit of time.
No, it's incredible.
I love comedy.
Me too.
It's beautiful.
Just tips?
Touch the tip, baby. That's all that matters. Just like, please tip your Uber drivers.
Yeah, definitely tip your Uber driver.
Okay. So
even if he's a weirdo that looks like him.
I know. We usually get into, if I was by myself, I would do like a movie, little spiel, fiasco thing. Have you seen Late Night with the Devil?
I have seen Late Night with the Devil.
Okay, awesome. We can have a little conversation about this. How'd you feel about it?
I felt like it was really overrated, but it was entertaining.
Let me give you my perspective. I love my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, obviously. I don't have one. At the time, would play a game with me because whenever I want to bring up a movie, she's like, okay, you have 30 seconds. And she would start a timer and show it to me. Like, okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And so this is my 30-second synopsis of Night with the Devil. Go. Okay, there's a guy named Jack who has a pretty low-rated show on like a channel news network who basically chooses to use the supernatural on Halloween to try to create big ratings. And what he ends up...
He's competing with Carson.
Let me talk. What he ends up procuring is one of the most unnatural events as far as what people can consider the terms of reality. Throughout the show, things go from bad to worse, and he doesn't listen to the words of his friends. All the while, all the behind-the-scenes footage is black and white. Meanwhile, the real-life footage is old-school 80s-style cable television. I give it 9 out of 10. Timing.
9 out of 10. But exploring the supernatural, and each time everything goes wrong.
The cinematic work of it was beautiful to me in the regards of every time they cut to like, we'll be right back after these messages. And it shows the behind the scenes. It's all black and white. Really well crafted. Great footage.
Yeah.
Always black and white. They didn't show the reality of... I don't know why that meant... That was so good. I just liked it.
I loved the ending, and I loved the topics that they explored. But I wanted to be kind of... Because I love horror. I really wanted, like, it to be, like, scary or, like...
I thought it was pretty spooky. It was one of those, like, you could sit through the first 30, and it was great.
Yeah.
Like, just a traditional...
It was great. It was so entertaining, but I was really hoping for, like a horror, you know, like, that was going to make me scared, or, like, I was going to be thinking about it.
I think it'd be impossible for them to give that vision in the beginning of them, like, trying to, like, put this show together and it all goes wrong. It was more just, like, it going wrong, and...
But do you think...
There's all the evidence, all his friends are like, please stop. Please don't do this anymore.
Yeah. But do you think anyone that had watched that movie was like, oh, this is a scary movie?
I thought it was kind of spooky.
Yeah.
But it wasn't spooky until the 45 minutes in, where you had to, like, get to, like, oh, he's really fucking with the devil here. Like, when that girl starts doing her interview thing, that's where it kind of starts to, like, there was a few jump scares when she changed her face for a sec, and you're with the audience, and the camera work was like watching a Dr. Phil episode from hell.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I liked it, but I was expecting...
I think a 9 might actually be a heavy number.
I think a 9 is great for that movie, honestly. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to be scared a little bit.
Yeah,
I love a good horror.
I guess it wasn't just like meant to be in that. It can't be like start to finish.
Yeah.
You're immediately just in like the horror zone. They could have done something kind of like more of an evil backstory. Like,
Yeah, and then also his character is kind of slimy to begin with, right? He's like kind of this hacky,
he's
late night host that's trying to.
He thinks
with
he's
Johnny
cool.
Carson,
He's not really that big though.
and he's a dirtbag and stuff. So like, who cares? Like, like whatever. And they didn't let you really empathize with the girl enough because she was so weird.
Right.
You know.
It was kind of fun to watch her like break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Hello, Jack. It was fun. I like that a lot. But at the same time, if that know-it-all in the back just gave the checkup, just saying, bro.
I'm just counting down the days for the new Deadpool movie.
That worm shit was weird.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that? That was kind of fun. Like, he put everybody in a trance.
Yeah.
A little bit of a spoiler there.
Do you believe in hypnotism?
Like, I do and I don't, because one time I did this hypnosis show in Vegas, true story.
Yeah.
And, like, I was on the stage, like, I was hypnotized. Like, I wasn't fucking hypnotized. I think I would have loved to just break it out of character there. When you're hypnotized, it's like doing comedy. You feel the pressure of the audience, and you're like, I don't want to fuck up the show. I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Like, I didn't have to do anything that crazy. And he's like, what's your porn star name? I was like, Dwayne the Rock Hard Johnson. It's funny, like,
yeah.
But I don't know. Just I've never seen hypnosis to its full regard.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Office Space.
The government thinks hypnotism exists.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
And they
Project Mockingbird, MK Ultra. I mean,
you can't be a federal employee if you've ever been hypnotized.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What does it even mean?
I don't know, but there's a whole.
What?
Yeah. The government believes in hypnotism. So, I'm a skeptic.
Well, I don't believe in the government.
Fuck those guys. Who are you voting for?
That was actually, I had that kind of brought up at some point. Like, I've been watching way too many videos of just Biden losing his mind, and I don't know, man. I'm not seeing any, like, there's no debates. Has this ever happened?
There's gonna be three debates.
For real?
Or 2 debates. No, 2 debates. Normally they have 3. But,
I'll watch those.
It's just gonna be Biden and Trump. They're not gonna invite RFK or Jill Stein or.
Biden's really gonna go against Trump. Which of the Bidens though? His clone or like the regular one?
I don't think he has.
There's 2 different eyeballs. One's like, and one's like, like it's real.
I think they both should submit to a drug test.
They should both show up. I want both Bidens to be at the fucking thing. Or they're like, look, we're not deep faking. We're just. He gets tired a lot.
I want them both to have drug tests, and I want to both have them have diaper tests. Like, who's wearing a diaper right now?
At the same time, everybody in Congress is so old. Like, but do young people really know how to run stuff?
Yes.
Probably better, yeah.
I mean, if you're going off of the will of the people, yes.
I would take a 50-year-old over a 70-year-old.
I would take a 30-year-old over either of these people.
I'm 30, I'm retarded, and I would never allow myself to be in the position of office.
But we know people that are very successful.
We know people that could be successful and responsible and influential in that position, that's for sure.
In the peak.
At the same time, I don't think anybody should be in charge. This is bullshit. Like,
yeah.
We should just get farms.
All right,
we should all get a farm.
What else do we have?
Get some sheeps. And we'll get to this list after I go on my
1-year anniversary.
It is our 1-year anniversary, dude.
Dude.
I have been making podcasts.
I wish I would have brought flowers. I only brought beer, though. So hopefully.
Most men receive their first flowers at their funeral. However, I received many beers from
I never even thought about that.
That's some real shit.
No, you get a corsage at prom, right?
You just hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Roman just broke the system. Because we do get a fucking corsage.
Yeah.
Did we buy it for him?
No, the girl is supposed to buy the corsage.
Yeah, see, it's been a while since prom. I know I was prom king. But,
you were prom king.
I know. I got a sash on the wall as a 30-year-old man. I fucking Let people know I was prom king.
I was not prom king.
Is that a flex?
But I was on the front page of our newspaper. We were in fucking Maine, and we took a.
Never heard of that state.
Yeah, we took a sailboat.
Heard of Maine.
Our prom was at this hotel that was right on the harbor, and we took a sailboat around the bay and
That's
then
awesome.
pulled up to the hotel, and like there were photographers there.
What?
They literally put us on the front page of the newspaper.
It's amazing. You took a sailboat to prom?
Yeah,
That's cool, dude.
it's fucking rad.
How,
And then we took off like before it was even over.
I'm trying to think of like appropriate questions. Like, did you like? I remember the dances.
Yeah.
What was your like? What was the? Can you remember a song from the era?
Yeah, I remember.
If your dance
Shit,
thing.
there was like Maria Maria, we danced to, but I mean we'd been dancing to that song since like fucking junior high, right?
I remember that song. You're a jerk. You're a jerk. It was like I can't do it while I'm sitting, but
I think when I went to prom, they still had that song with
goofy
like
dances like Soldier
with
Boy
Fat
and
Joe and what's her name?
Fat Joe.
Jennifer Lopez.
I recently
Still
been
around?
realizing Fat Joe is an amazing rapper.
Is he?
I have slept on him for a while. I hear that lean back, but there's so much more. There's a song with him and
Can you do any more of the lyrics for that song?
do the rock away.
You and who else don't like to dance?
Oh yeah, right. All white people. Just kidding.
Everyone in the room.
No, there's just he's the guy who said the line. Little did we know that we met with middleman who didn't do diddly. Oh no, dead in the middle of little Italy. Dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that we met with middlemen who didn't do diddly. It'll be a cold day in hell the day I take an L. Make no mistake, I wouldn't hesitate to kill. So, also, Biggie did a cover of that song. So that song is called Twins by Big Pun and Fat Joe.
Okay.
There's a song called Deep Cover, where Biggie jumped on the track and he said, smoking dope with the homies don't pay the bills, and being broke at 30 give a fella the chills. He doesn't say fella, but like that hits me in my gut right now. Just like, oh shit. Being broke at 30 is not like a fun spot to be as an American citizen.
Yeah.
And you know, people want to like shit on rap, but it's just you're speaking your perspective. It's your individual perspective. That's why ghostwriters in rap is the stupidest thing ever. It's supposed to be
I love hip hop though, where they're like telling a story.
Yeah, but it's your perspective as an artist. Like
sometimes it is just nonsense though. It's just like rhyming shit.
That's why you choose the
like,
artists that you resonate with
shit.
the most. That's why you
Get
can
away
choose
from
the rappers you like.
Yeah.
This whole Kendrick Drake beef is nonsensical.
I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, Drake is a pedophile, and I love Kendrick. So
Kendrick is cool.
yeah, you know what Kendrick never did? Played a 15-year-old in a wheelchair for 3 years in Degrassi. So
Oh, I remember that. That was Drake.
that was Drake,
I
dude.
forgot.
Yeah, Mr. Toronto. Mr. Once.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Canada. What?
He's still a great songwriter.
He doesn't write the songs. That's the point.
He writes other people's lyrics too.
Drake is. If you locked each of them in a room and said, write a 5-minute verse right now, like Kendrick would be done in 5 minutes, and Drake would be there for a long time trying to get access to his phone to call his ghostwriters.
Dude, I remember when...
Here, I'll show you my ghostwriter.
Hold on.
I actually here in the room with us.
When Forever came out, I was literally in Afghanistan. And I was like, holy shit, this song is...
You're in Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Are you in like the army or something?
Air Force.
Holy shit, we're unlocking a new level here.
Yeah.
You're really in the Air Force?
Yes, sir.
What did you do? Did you
security
enforce
forces.
the air?
No.
Did you wear Air Force Ones?
No. I've never owned Air Force Ones. Going on record. Nike's too expensive.
Okay, let's just, so, we've shown this before, and have you ever seen this?
Rhyming dictionary.
This is my ghostwriter. You can just, like, go ahead and, like, pick a word and fuck with it. If you're not a rapper, you just want to
Let's go to the oranges section.
Well, orange isn't really. Eminem put this the best way. Because if you say orange, it doesn't have a rhyme. But if you say orange,
there's a slant rhyme. Yeah.
door hinge, porridge, George, euphoria. I don't know.
Or orange.
But this one's fun. You can just like give it a beat like thought, got, hot, jot, not, lot, plot, rot, sot, scott, shot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They don't have a beat, and I can get my laptop out to really show you. This is like, it's funny. I need
You need more write more rhymes.
No, I'm just talking a lot. I'm realizing at this point, and we should get back to this list because we are here.
It's cool. We're on a good one right now.
Yeah,
we're on a fucking journey.
What did the Air Force change as far as your perspective goes as being a human being?
I don't know, man. I think personally.
Oh, the mic.
Oh, the mic. You guys can't hear me. My bad. One of the best things I got out of the Air Force was like structure and being responsible for other people. You know, like it used to be when I was like in high school and stuff. Like I was like a musician and stuff, so like I had a group of friends, but it was tight knit. You know, I was never prom king or anything like that. So like going into the Air Force at 17, you know,
Ooh, okay.
like being part of a team.
You can do that?
Yeah. 17 is the youngest you can join. Yeah. I was emancipated at like 15 though.
Oh, okay. I was thinking you had to be 18 before you signed up for that stuff.
No, as long as you graduate high school, like you gotta get your parents to sign or whatever, but yeah.
That's wild.
So I didn't have any.
You were emancipated at 15? I feel like we're unlocking new chasms into this story here.
Yeah, I graduated high school at 16. Super young.
Cool, I was 17. That's fun. 16.
Yeah.
And you immediately went to college, or you just went right to the Air Force? Or?
No, so I didn't know how to get into college, and all my friends were older and stuff. Like, I was seeing people go to school and shit, and I was like, fuck, like, I gotta get out of here. I can't be a West Coast kid stuck in Maine. You know, I gotta go. So I joined the Air Force.
You felt that too? You were on the East Coast with this West Coast mentality?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't belong here.
I didn't. No, and New England is tough like that. I feel like
New England sucks,
like,
dude.
No matter how long you live there, like, you're never going to be from there if you're not born there. And who the fuck wants to be born there?
I was born there. I don't really, like, it's not that I would change the course.
Are you not, like, are you a better person having come here?
I know people that are going to live there until they die.
Yeah. There's good people out there.
And that's the same story for little cuts and pieces of the earth all over. People that are born into little villages and will never leave. Whether those villages or towns or cities or... They don't...
I feel like people in the Northeast, they're like the weather. They're a lot colder and harsher. You know?
I think they're a little warmer on the exterior.
Yeah.
They're a little harsher. They're more abrupt and open, but at the same time, they're real and they're kind.
I don't know. Like
here, I feel the pretentiousness of the West is just... It's a lot of like to your face, like, aw, like, you okay? And then they talk shit about you immediately when they go behind your back, and that kind of like,
it's everywhere.
Where you're from, nature, really, I don't know. I think it makes a big difference. Being born in California, being born on the East Coast, I think you're gonna grow up with two different perspectives. Because I consider myself a kind person, but I will be rude to you.
No, they're all good people.
If I need to,
but
or speak my truth.
I just always felt like I was never from there, and I didn't enjoy like living in New England.
There was times I liked it. I like the...
Dude, the weather. It never gets warm there. It only gets more humid.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the snow is melted, but it's not getting warmer than that. You know?
I've never been to Maine. Is that where...
Bush Sr. lived
Cape
there.
Cod is in Maine or Rhode Island?
Cape Cod is Massachusetts.
I'm not a very geographical person.
Right.
That does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Maine. Maine has...
Lobsters.
Lobsters?
Yeah.
No, really. What's the capital of Maine? I can't think of it.
It's Augusta.
See, what is that? That's not even a real thing. Augusta. They didn't even finish the word.
It's funny because it's like, it's nowhere on the map. I don't even know if they have a Walmart right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that's the capital?
Yeah.
Maine seems like a state that doesn't really do a lot.
No.
For being called Maine.
Most of the people that live in
pretty
Maine
big.
too, like they're coming up from Florida and they're there for 2 or 3 months out of the year.
Really?
And so they're used to Florida summers where they're
kind of
awful.
Nice off-season
Where
tourist
they're
stuff.
awful.
Right.
Mosquitoes, humidity.
Did you hear that Florida just legalized the death penalty for pedophiles?
Oh, that's cool.
It was actually kind of cool. I was like,
I'm not for the death penalty.
You know how many celebrities are going to leave Florida, like, tomorrow?
Yeah, but the thing about that is, like, how much do you trust our government?
See, the only thing about it, like, on paper, it sounds
do you
great.
Really have faith in the justice system that well? I don't.
Somehow in Florida, I do.
It was like he did something else. Like he's guilty for something else.
No. I think there's something happening where they care about America in Florida, in this weird sense of the thing. Like, I don't know. This guy Ron, he seems like a good dude.
They just care about power and publicity.
That's all. It really is. Like, how do you know a person based on reading a couple articles and just? So, but here's the thing. If you're giving pedophiles the death penalty, which nobody's had the balls to say for a while, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, but like, it's also like...
But the thing is the death penalty... Sorry, I interrupt twice. The death penalty doesn't work because to procure the drugs to go through with the administration of lethal injection, you have to go with these sketchy-ass resources. And they're not, because no
and also,
company
whose
wants
job
to be
is that
viable.
supposed to be? You know, it has to be a doctor
the
first
executioner,
off.
which
yeah,
they made a HIPAA oath to not hurt people.
Yeah,
so you can't get a real doctor. I've done a little bit of research on this, and it's kind of wild, like how the death penalty really works. I say bring back the guillotine, and just go right to it. Like, have one guy chop all the heads off, take the sins, be the Jesus of the execution scene.
No, I hate our justice system, and I would never make it anyone's job to like take someone else's life, if avoidable at all. I don't think it's a good idea.
You could life in prison, let the prison system work it out. Just give them a little bracelet, let them weed themselves out.
Yeah,
that happens everywhere, man.
But I mean, even I wish that was better. Like the prison system sucks. Like
it's pretty bad.
Like in Europe, like they rehab people.
America's number one in incarcerated per capita. That's the only thing we're number one
and repeat offenders. Whereas like in other countries, they've figured out a way where they can like rehabilitate them.
It's not rehabilitation.
And they come back out better people.
They're trying to fix them in there, like in Sweden or Norway or wherever you go. It sounds great to be a prisoner in Norway.
Yeah, and you're a
dog. You're a caged animal, and then you learn. Go from being a minor offender to a majorly hard criminal mastermind. You learn from the worst of the worst, on quote unquote. You know, just they're just people.
It's all dark shit.
Pretty dark. Anyway,
stuff that we think about.
You ever been to prison?
No, I've never been to prison.
I've never been to prison. Yeah, like
no. I got arrested once.
I got arrested as a 15-year-old.
No way.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I don't remember. I was kind of like in like a fight, and next thing I know, I was in jail. But I remember they were watching Twilight in the main room, and I was like, I leaned over my little 8x12 window in my room to watch Twilight because I was just bored. Yeah. The only time I ever wanted to watch Twilight was in jail.
I got arrested at Winefest in Germany.
I almost got arrested in Germany. I have a story. I just want to make sure the camera's still running. I don't have a computer to back me up. How we doing? We live? We're good.
We're still here.
Hey.
How are we on time?
Who cares?
So I got arrested in Germany, Bad Dürkheim.
What year is this?
2006, 2007.
Damn. Wait. All right. So that's a hot minute ago, buddy.
Yeah.
You must have been a young gun. What are you doing?
I told you. Yeah, I was.
But you're getting to that part.
Yeah.
You're telling.
So, anyways, we're at Winefest.
Yeah.
We're at Winefest. I might meet these girls. Like we're having a good time, me and my buddy. And then at some point we just get lost. Winefest is amazing, by the way. Like everyone's double fisting bottles. There's carnival rides everywhere. It's at night, you know. So we're going crazy, and especially the Americans. Like we're having a ball. The Germans are probably more responsible than we are. I take off with this girl, and we go like walking through the vineyards and stuff. We see these hills, and then we climb this hill, and I'm like, dude, we can jump up onto that roof. It's like just like a little bit taller than this hill, and watch the look at the stars or whatever.
Just on this hill.
No
roof.
idea why. There was no like we were the hill was fine. But I was
Hill
like,
was good.
Let's go on the fucking
Let's go on this guy's
roof.
roof.
Yeah, fuck it. And so we jump across, and then we're just looking at the stars, shooting the shit, crushing bottles of wine. And what I didn't know was the person inside is a wife of a police officer.
And they just hear.
Yeah, she thinks they're getting broken into immediately. She has.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And you're drunk as a skunk.
Yeah, wasted.
You're thinking about this girl.
And then the thing was, like, with the roof, like, it was a decent distance. But, like, there was also a chance, like, jumping back across that you could just slide down this hill, like, back into the building. And, like, it would just be, like, a horrible time. So, like, I fucking helped, like, the police show up. We're trying to get away.
Right.
I push her across. And then I'm like, oh, I got to divert the police so they don't come after her. So, like, I went down a different way. I jumped down onto the balcony. And then onto the lower balcony, and then I'm still like 15 feet up from the ground. So like start climbing down the rain gutter.
Oh boy.
And yeah, it's not that sturdy. It's like tin, aluminum. Like
It's that thin little
It's
metal.
literally like fucking. And
you better perpetrate us and just.
no, almost like I get down like a good 3 or 4 feet and just like fall on my back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it must have been like a 12-foot drop or something. But it's not that bad. The police are coming. They have fucking German Shepherd.
You got the wind knocked out of you.
No, I was so much adrenaline, dude. I was fine. I fucking.
Wait, you hear the dogs?
Yeah, they have dogs, bro. German Shepherds coming after me, and I'm like fucking running, and
No.
they're like a good like 30 or 40 feet behind me, and there's like nowhere for me to go. Like there's this cul-de-sac, and then there's this hill like overlooking the highway.
Right.
So I'm like, go for the hill. Like that's the only place I can go. And I start going down, and it's like literally a cliffside. And I'm like, I start sliding. I'm like trying to make my way down, and eventually, like it just completely dropped off. And like I got saved by fucking thorn bushes, just like holding me up, scarring my face, like grabbing onto every piece of my clothing. And I ended up going to jail that night.
After the thorn bushes, right to jail.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What's crazy about that too is like I had to have my first sergeant come and pick me up. And
oh, and you're military.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then on top of that, apparently in Germany, like if you do any drunk offense, whatever it is, they have a right to blood test you.
Uh-huh.
So this big giant German cop, he's like 6'5", like I don't know, 300 pounds, dude, just massive dude.
Right.
It was like, okay, we're gonna take your blood, and I was like hell you are, and he was like, no, we're gonna take your blood right now, and then he like I don't remember, just fucking headbutted the shit out of me, just lights out. And they took my blood.
That is one way to get blood, though.
Yeah, and they
just break your nose.
they said that they weren't going to charge me with assault on a police officer, which I think they're saying like him knocking me out was like, oh, like he put up a fight, which I didn't.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think they really wanted to. They could have charged you somehow.
Yeah, I mean like evading arrest.
They're like,
yeah.
he hit him with his face.
Yeah.
Or he defended himself with his face against the officers.
Well, I mean you can't do that to someone unless it's in defense.
They're the police, bro.
Unless it's in defense.
If they really don't like you, they're gonna find a way to make that your problem.
Yeah.
He got headbutted by a cop, and it's a 2nd-degree felony.
Yeah.
Or whatever. A felony. How do you say it in
It
German?
was the only time I've been in jail, and that place was a shithole. It was like literally a dark
gross
room that was like, I don't know, like 20 by 30 feet and a fucking piss on mattress.
Yeah. I think I may have met that guy who headbutted you at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was in Berlin, like 2015, at a train station, just taking, the beverage in a minute.
I got one right here.
Oh, cool, sweet. So I was
Came
taking.
prepared.
That's it. I was taking the train. Just from like somewhere to somewhere. It wasn't too big. And these like big fellas start walking around the train cabin. And they're like, all right, tickets. Show us your tickets. And they have computers and shit. And I'm like, they don't really have cop uniforms on. They're just like regular people. They're just big. And I don't know what these fucking computers are. So he gets it up to me. And I'm like, or he says, where's your ticket? I was like, oh, I don't have them. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah. I'm like, you know, I don't have it.
You just got on a train with no ticket?
Yeah, fuck it. I was just going for it.
Oh, fuck, dude.
So I'm 21, I'm retarded. And he just points up at the sign on the top of like the rail car where it's like, no ticket, 60 euros. And I was like, alright, you got me. And so he just goes like, hey boys, and like 4 other giant fucking trench coat wearing Bavarians just stand up and they're like, they start escorting me. 5 men walk me to a fucking ATM in the middle of a Berlin train station.
Oh, at
These
the
are
train station.
They're not police.
You're not even on the train.
I'm off the train now, being walked by 5 guys like,
God.
hey!
Fuck. Like, it's like a robbery.
I'm basically getting politely robbed.
They could have extorted you for whatever they wanted.
Yeah, so we get to the ATM. I put in my card. It's like, sorry, we don't recognize your card. I'm like, please, dude, if I can put it in. Sorry, we don't recognize your card. They literally prayed, like, please let me just take $60 out. And it fucking worked, dude. And I somehow got $60 out of my checking. I gave it to the guys that were walking away. I had my camera on me. I remember it was like, and all of them stopped.
That's crazy.
Looked back around, and then the big one came running at me like, delete that fucking picture. I was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And I did, but it was like, yeah, those weren't police. They were just robbing white dudes.
Were they?
I don't know. Like,
oh, jeez.
that makes more sense to me. Why wouldn't I have just got a real issued ticket with the city or something? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's scary. But
They did the same thing to me on
wasn't
my way
even
back
the only time I got robbed.
When I was leaving Germany, I was finally going back home. Like, I called my bank and let them know, like, hey, like, I'm coming back to the U.S. Like, please don't, like,
Right, smart.
do anything. I got held up at the Frankfurt airport because of snow for, like, 6 hours.
Frankfurt.
So then by the time I come to Philadelphia, it's literally the last plane in. Everything's already shut down. I'm so hungry, and I need to get a hotel, right? And because my connecting flight I've already missed.
4 a.m.
Yeah. So I ended up like finding like there was some place like right across the street from the airport that was still open.
Okay.
And I think it was like Chinese food. And I
Thank God
went
for
to pay
Chinese
for
food,
it.
man. Shouts out.
Immediately declined.
No.
Yep. And then like and then try again, immediately declined. I call my bank to find out if my card's okay. And like
it's
obviously
closed,
no, the bank's closed, but I can check on the status of my card.
Right.
And it's like, yes, your card has been basically turned off for fraudulent use in the United States. I'm like, fuck.
But
it's automated.
The travel notes just didn't go through.
Yeah, it's just automated. Like they're used.
And you're so close to Chinese food. You're so close to it, man. You could smell it,
dude. And I couldn't get a hotel. Like I had to go back inside the airport.
Oh no!
I had to go to the USO and stay at the USO for the night, and I was so hungry.
I always slept on the floor.
I didn't even think
you ever sleep on an airport floor? Just go for it.
No, I stayed at the USO.
I've done it many times.
There were shitty.
They won't say anything to you.
There were shitty like little prison beds in the USO.
I did a 9-hour layover in Moscow.
Yeah.
9.
And I had like 6 of those nasty ass Nature Valley granola bars. You know,
I like Nature Valleys. They're
cardboard.
crumbly, but
They're so crunchy, dude.
if you have something to drink with it, it's cool.
They're horrible.
I like them.
I hate them.
The consistency is at least always there. I like the memes where it's like
there is a consistency.
and it's like just covered in that gross.
Why? Why is it that?
What is it originally made of?
Oats and grains.
Well, why don't they just
And honey.
leave it? It's like a bag of oats instead of making the bar.
Yeah, it's
You
horrible.
can just eat the crunchy like scramblings. That makes.
I would
that's
like
a
it
great,
so much more.
That's a great idea. I was just talking out of my ass there. But like
Just get oatmeal instead.
Nature Valley bags versus the Nature Valley bars.
Yeah.
Nature Valley sponsor available here on the Galactic Seabass Podcast, episode 57 with Roman Menchaca. For those of you just tuning in through audio, we are also on Spotify and iTunes and all that kind of stuff. Also, we're not really on iTunes. That's a lie.
We haven't gotten into any of
I've only done the Spotify stuff.
the humble beginnings of meeting each other, or
Ooh.
comedy in the scene.
Yeah, we'll get there. At the same time, if you would like to support the podcast, you know, it's not easy to run this whole ship. We do have a Patreon available with exclusive behind the scenes content you guys can check out. That's in the description, or Cashapp, Venmo. Send some money. Help support this thing. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. Humble beginnings. Roman Menchaca. Why do you do stand-up comedy?
I kind of got pushed into it.
Physically?
No, I was like my last two girlfriends they had ties in show business,
Cool.
and they were always like, hey, like you should be a stand-up comedian, and I was like, I've thought about that for a while because I've always kind of been funny. Like people would tell me that I'm funny, and I love to like make jokes in inappropriate moments, and
Yeah.
a lot of people like
Appropriate and inappropriate.
very inappropriate settings most of the time. But yeah, my last two girlfriends were actually like vibing with, you know, my style, and my most frequent ex like would actually take me to the open mics, and we'd go to La Jolla like, and she'd sign me up, and I'm like, I'm not going up there. Like I don't have any written material. I'm not going up there. You kidding me? Why would you do this to me? But what actually I finally got into it was I nailed an interview at ACC, American Comedy Company, and Peter at the time was actually only looking to hire comedians because they had such a horrible turnover that the people that were sticking around were typically people that wanted to be on stage, and I'd never done it yet. So
Ooh.
After that,
So you're also hired to clout without even doing comedy. So I have a similar story.
yeah. So then I ended up signing up like that night for the store. The very next day I think was the store.
Cool.
And then I also signed up at like, is it Jazzy Wishbone?
Yep.
Way up north.
I've got to do that one.
It's a fun room. A very fun room.
That's Escondido.
No, it's in Encinitas.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just thought it was in Escondido.
No.
Maybe I'll stop.
But
there.
Escondido has a comedy club. Did you know that?
Grand?
Yeah, I've never been.
Yeah, Grand. That's what. Maybe I was mixing up those two.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Why do you keep doing it?
I love being up there and making people laugh, and I like to, you know, I'm hoping to share my story, you know, and help people get through their times. What really like, so like when my very first mic at this store, fucking bombed. It was horrible.
What? You bombed?
Such
That
a
was great.
horrible night. But I was like, now I need redemption. You know, like, not that I was gonna keep doing it forever and ever, but I was like, I want to do better.
You wanted to rectify at least the first
Yeah.
set that went wrong.
Yeah, and then
Make up for that. Like, oh, if I can do the second one, like, cool. Get out clean.
yeah, and then I just kind of like
Put your
every
kill death
single
ratio
time,
nice and good.
every single time it was better and better and better. You know,
Okay.
and I remember one time at Madhouse, like
Rest in peace.
I had such a good set. Like I'm walking off stage and this girl just stands up and gives me a hug, and then like her and her boyfriend follow me out and like buy me drinks at the bar.
Nice.
You know, we close out Madhouse. We're going over to Star Bar, and then we close out Star Bar. We get some food in my neighborhood. Then we end up at an after hours bar where I was running the open mic.
Oh, cool.
They actually talked to the owner and like told him like he's hilarious, and like the owner was like, "Do you want to do a mic here?" And I was like, "Sure." Like I was only like a month into comedy. I didn't want to do an open mic.
That's cool.
So I like made an impossible request. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm available only on Saturday at like 9:00." And he was like, "That's perfect." And I was like, "You're supposed to say no.
Supposed to say no.
You're supposed to say no."
It's a prime ass hour.
Yeah, in a beautiful, the perfect spot in a great neighborhood.
Yep.
And super happy that I got that. You know.
That's where they're going.
No, we shut down in January. The owners, that business is gonna fail without us.
Was that the one that I did?
Yeah.
The fucking the
You did my
hookah
show.
spot?
You did my show there, yeah.
Bro, that guy, is it the vacuum guy?
The vacuum
Okay, so just as like imagine this as an audience member.
guy.
You're seated for the show. You're ready to go. The comics are ready. We're all ready. Then the host is like, actually, I gotta vacuum the entire middle aisle with the loudest vacuum you've ever fucking heard in your life.
And it doesn't work.
Yeah,
And it does not work. You can run over the same little pebble.
It blew my mind they were in business.
Wait, he made me vacuum.
And then he yelled at the first customer who went to buy a drink. He was like, "How much is a tequila soda?" And he went, "It's $12." He's like, "Man, that's a lot for a tequila soda." And he's like, "Well, guess what? You don't like it? You fucking go somewhere else, bro." Not like he talked him out of the drink, and it's like
You talked him out of the business.
he really
Made
talked
him laugh.
himself out of the business. It's kind of amazing.
No, and that he was like that. He was rude to people.
I won't say the name of the club, but yeah, like wow,
He was
that
racist. He was rude. He was always late.
Isn't anti-racism fun? From like black people to other people?
He never paid me either.
See, people say black people can't be racist. You ever met a real ass African?
He hated black people.
But yeah, Africans hate like. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop right there. So,
I was glad that they opened the doors for us, and it was a good
Yeah.
season of
that's
comedy.
a good way to start.
Good season of comedy for me, and I try to look at it that way.
You have a show downtown now, right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
So we're doing Pushkin Lounge. We had one at Gorkin Brew, but
those sound like made up words. You know that, right?
Gorkin Brew.
Pushkin around, gorkin.
Yeah.
Sorry, just it sounded fake. And I think Pushkin is Russian, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It is Russian. It's the last name of a famous poet. They call him the godfather of Eastern literature.
Oh, see, I heard it from John Wick 4.
Oh.
Because he needs
Okay.
a family. And he goes to the Pushkin family. Some real shit. I already forgot what you said. Is it a poet? Is it some kind of a poet?
Poet, author. Yeah, they call him the godfather of Eastern literature.
Wow,
You know,
that's fascinating.
He inspired, Communist Manifesto. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say inspired what, like the fall of the USSR? You ever seen Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What'd you think about that movie? Because I rewatched it.
The original Inspector Gadget movie, not the cartoon.
Inspector, yeah, not the
So
cartoon.
I remember the
movie.
cartoon.
I love the cartoon. I'm not talking about the cartoon.
The movie was great.
Yeah.
As a child, it was
It's kind of fun. I
Yeah.
like. It's so overacted. As an adult,
Yeah.
I rewatched the other day. It's fun. Mostly in the villainous aspect. The idea of the cop like waking up like, oh fuck, what? Like that's pretty real. You'd be.
Was it
kinda
Matthew
confused.
Broderick?
It was Matthew.
Yeah, it
Broderick.
was Matthew Broderick.
I always liked the fake one of him, like.
Oh, they made a clone of him.
Overly done
Yeah.
teeth. They made a clone of everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
There's a fake Brenda. There's a. Fake,
What's the little girl and the dog? Those were my favorite in the movie.
Oh, isn't that wild? They invented the Apple Watch, low key, or like FaceTime.
Oh, I mean that concept.
No, but like that.
For a long time.
No, but in the perfect like, yo, Penny, what up? Like,
Yeah.
it's Penny and the dog. Penny, I forget the name of the dog. A lot of great dog movies. Underdog, great movie. Hong Kong Fooey. Is that? That's an old one.
Hong Kong foodie.
How long have you been in San Diego?
So I was born here. I spent the first
That's
10
a
years of
long
my life
time.
here.
Wow.
But then I moved further and further and further away. But I've been back here for a dozen years this year. Yeah.
That's a fun way to put it.
Yeah.
Baker's dozen.
Actual dozen. Baker's dozen is 13.
Wait, a baker's dozen isn't.
It's 13. Yeah, they slip an extra donut in there for you.
No, wait. That's. Are you
'Cause they
kidding
love
me?
you. Yeah.
Hold on. What? Okay. Just blew my mind.
You didn't know about that?
Nope. We have a tradition on this thing to cheers when a plane goes overhead, and we haven't done it yet.
Salute.
Salute. To learning new stuff. Holy cow. 1 year anniversary. Baker's dozen is not 12. Or that's
Baker's dozen is 13.
30 years of human life.
Yeah. So when you
Grandma, you let me down.
you're never supposed to ask for a baker's dozen. That's the extra love
Just
that
ask
they give.
for a dozen.
Yeah. If you
Why
ask
does
for-
like?
If you ask for
Why
a
does
baker's
12
dozen, you
get,
seem
like-
cheap.
Why does 12 get this multiple word? What other weird, like, I want a Corinthia, and it's 48.
Yeah.
Like, what? Is there one for 11?
Is there?
No. What is dozen?
What about 10?
That's just 10.
Just 10.
But even 10 is saying the number. Dozen is not a word. Dozen is like, yeah, it doesn't work. Look.
I want a specific number.
I'm really getting into this now. Like, why does dozen have its own thing? That doesn't make
It
sense.
must have been a marketplace thing where they were bartering,
I think farmers are
trading.
just some kind of deep-rooted farmer conspiracy.
It had something to do with trading.
Speaking of which, I
without
had my very first booth at a farmer's market this
Yeah.
week.
Okay.
This week, yeah, my buddy
What are you
Brett.
selling?
That's a great question. My dignity.
Just like
Hold on. My buddy Brett.
handies on the table, like.
Well, I got a call. I woke up from I wake up kind of late in the afternoon, and I just woke up and he went, "Hey, Seabass." My friend Brett runs this tie dye stand, Noise Tie Dyes. Check him out, NOICE. Tie dyes were made right here in San Diego, but by my friend Brett.
Nice.
Yeah, Noise. Yeah, it's exactly how you pronounce it, and great work. But he just said, "Hey, I'm on vacation. Do you want to run the booth tomorrow? Or today? So it was in 2 hours or whatever."
Oh shit.
And I went, okay. So I got all my artwork together, like all the art I've made over the last couple of years, like put it together.
You're an artist too?
Yeah, I've made a lot of paintings.
Painting?
It was pretty much all paintings that I was trying to sell yesterday. I brought my guitar.
I know you were a painter.
Never opened it. Not a lot of people do. I forget sometimes. But like, I was trying. I was trying to sell all this art for a couple hours, and it was just like this fun. I made one sale at the beginning to a pretty wacky lady named Erin. Shouts out, she gave me $5. And then I hassled one of the guys who was working the tie-dye thing to just buy another picture for $5. So I made 7. I bought a beer that cost me 4. Or I made 10, yeah. So I made
Then you had to
$6.
get aloe for the sunburn.
But he tipped me an extra $1, so I made $7. No, I brought my canopy. Actually, the thing, I've had this canopy. I haven't used it since Burning Man, so unpacking it, it's just dust flying everywhere.
Sure.
And I set it up, and at the very end, we're almost trying to compact it. And
I
I'm just
always
so,
wanted to go to Burning Man.
It's pretty cool. Check it out. So, like, we're just trying to put together this easy up. And I don't realize all I gotta do is click this button, and it'll drop to the final stage before you push in. And I was just literally hitting the edges, like, I know you fold! And I broke my fucking canopy.
Jesus.
So I made $7 and I broke a canopy, and I learned a lesson that I'm not a good marketer with my art.
Jeez.
But it was fun.
So you were out in the sun because you had the broken canopy.
No, the canopy worked the entire day. It was the disassembly of
Just
it.
putting
Like,
it away.
it was putting it away that I ended up breaking up one of the hinges. Like, if I really wanted to, I could probably put it back together. And then it would be the final resting place of wherever it lays. Makes me wish I had a Sam's Club membership. You just take a couch you bought there 10 years ago to Sam's Club or
Oh, you just return it.
Costco, and you're like, hey, can I return this? They're like, why? I don't like it. I'm like, all right, here you go.
Yo,
and
dude,
then you're like, where's your couches?
you know what's
And
hilarious?
they're aisle 27.
So one time I was in fucking
Oh, man.
I was in Walmart and I was trying to send money to a family member. It was like way before Zelle.
I remember that. The Walmart little ping thing.
Yeah, you just send money from Walmart.
Cost a couple bucks.
Yeah, and
Ollie making his guest appearance, by the way.
these
This is Ollie,
two
my
guys
dog.
come in.
Whose birthday's next month?
Happy birthday, little one.
Oh, sweet. Turn 4.
Oh, get up here.
All right.
It's 2 birthdays this
So
month.
you're at Walmart.
Yeah, so
Sending money.
yeah, so we're sending money, and these 2 guys show up with swim shorts on, and no shirts on, and flip flops, like sand falling off with each
Sand.
step, you know.
Nice.
And they're returning like 6 beach chairs.
I love that. They're in the full
Yeah, and they're like sunburned,
epitome of like, yeah.
and they're like, "Why are you
Nah,
returning?
we weren't at the beach at all.
Why are you returning them?" And they're like, they're just not comfortable. They're just
That's amazing. They went right from the beach to Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, these chairs suck, dude. We
And also-
left the sunset. We left our family.
Also, we're at the Walmart right across from SDSU, San Diego State University. So it's like there's
I'm
just
not
a bunch
shutting
of
it up.
fucking college kids like renting beach chairs for free. Essentially.
Dickholes.
And they probably do that every weekend. I was just there sending money to my family.
I remember the Burning Man. Like, so the aftermath of the Walmart getting returns is such a crazy policy. Like, yeah, nah, nah, we're not doing it. Like, yeah, we had this chair for like a week, and then it got covered in dust somehow. It got ketamine spilled on it. And they're like, I don't like it. They're like, no.
They stopped doing that return policy.
Hell yeah. In the whole Reno area,
Nice.
they're not a big fan because it's bad.
It's gotta be rough across from SDSU, the returns.
I'm talking Burning Man, like to the influx. We like switch things there.
Yeah.
SDSU college.
Sorry, I'm on mushrooms.
Traditional.
I'm not ready for this.
That's crazy. You should have told me you were doing that. Anyway.
My bad.
What do you think about the idea of Austin, Texas right now? How does it does it sound enticing?
It does. I'm worried that it's oversaturated though. There's a lot of talent, good talent there. And also a lot of hungry people that are just starting out for the first time. People moving to Austin have never done a mic, are now there. And
In
have
the
been there
hopes-
since 2020.
Just hoping for their shot to become the next Cam.
Yeah, but never been on stage until 2020.
The first time people that go for Austin is kind of a strange phenomenon versus like a working comedian, or
Yeah.
at least if you have something going on in your life. Like, I mean, even in the office, Jim was working on that one thing with Craig Robinson. They had Athlete, which became Athlete.
Yeah.
And they moved to Austin because it's got a better reputation, better work management. Like,
It's good for somebody that already has has some momentum behind them. But as far as being a micer, trying to go there, I think it's a waste of time.
even being a nobody micer, like here, costs me over $2,000 a month to do that, versus maybe half the money with 10 times as much opportunity.
But you're by the beach, man. You live at the beach.
Yeah, but it's like it's the beach.
You live at the beach.
I think I've been here
Austin
long enough
as a
to like
ci-
know
okay, if
what
you
that
took-
means.
So aside from the comedy, Austin as a city,
It's not that
why is it
fascinating.
there? Why is it there?
Great question.
You could put that city anywhere.
I remember going on 6th Street in the daytime thinking it was like a crack slum.
I'm gonna stay
The
here.
famous, the Mothership, Mitzi's,
Yeah.
Sunset Strip, Creek in the Cave, the whole thing. I was like, these are like straight crackheads
But do you ever feel
all
like
day. But then at nighttime, it lights up and it becomes alive.
But if we put that same energy into our own scene, could we have a
Could we go
fucking
from a B to an
comedy
A city?
revival here in our own city?
Maybe. We have the possibility.
It's a fucking amazing city.
2 years ago, we had 5 clubs. Now we have 3.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know.
Ollie,
I
you're
s-
just an attention.
There
whore,
are
you know that?
so many
On the
indie
bed.
comedy shows that are
Go.
here in our city, though.
On the bed.
Everyone's doing an indie comedy show right now.
It's true.
They're everywhere.
Is there any chance you can hold on the fort for 45 seconds while I go to the bathroom?
45 seconds.
I
What do you
al-
want me to talk about for 45
You
seconds?
can talk about whatever you want, but I don't traditionally have to take a pee break. I have the bladder the size of a squirrel, and I must apologize. I leave you with my friend Roman. I'll be right back. You guys are
Are we
great.
living out there?
All right.
So we're running a show downtown right now at 450 6th Avenue at this little place called Pushkin Lounge. It's gorgeous. It's like one of those undiscovered little speakeasies where they have amazing cocktails, incredible kitchen, and the ambiance is just unbeatable. Beyond that, you're going to see some great comedians coming out. Everyone that's going to be headlining in the downtown area tonight is going to be there. So it's going to be a killer show. We've been running that for a few weeks now. And it's fun. Always fun. I think in my own life, things are going pretty exciting. We're opening up a few new locations here in the next week or so. We're looking at North Park. Any North Parkers out there tonight? It's my neighborhood. I love where I live. More to come. Jesus Christ, weak bladder. I think he's pooping right now, honestly.
Rock and roll. Advantageous aspirations. We
You
are
can
back. I wiped and washed my hands. I wiped, I peed. What the fuck? I'm not a woman. What are you talking about?
That was the longest pee I've ever heard of.
I really had to go, dude. It was like it was solid.
I was
That was a solid stream.
trying to decide if that was a pee or...
No. Ain't no poops. I wouldn't number 2 on the podcast. That's for my own personal life. Okay?
Yeah, at that point, you have to take the phone with you because you can't
Yeah.
poop alone.
Yeah, right. Listen,
I
we're
need
here,
some reading
we're live,
material.
we're doing this.
Or something.
Let's check in with our viewers here
Yeah,
live
viewers?
on the internet right now. Yeah, I haven't opened up. Usually I watch this live with me, which is kind of fun. And there's an ad for some kind of Daniel's story, treating symptoms at the source with psychedelic therapy. Okay, well at least that's a good ad. Reach the right
Mind bloom, guys.
All right, that's us. No thanks. I don't want to pay.
Who's the
for
lady
this.
sitting next to me?
That's me.
I'm just
Looks
fucking
like right here. This angle was. They look so much closer on my phone. We're so far away. And I paused it. There we go. We're still live. We're here. We're doing this. We started 71 minutes ago. Our chat
We're
box.
an hour in and we haven't
We're
talked
over an
about
hour.
anything.
Yeah, I know, right? But at the same time, the chat box is empty. Please join us here live on the podcast. This is episode 57. We're a year old. We made a year. Where's my friend from Chile and Argentina? And my friend in South Dakota. Where are you guys at? Hey, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Episode 57 with Roman Menchaca and your
I
host.
am a
Galactic
long-time
Seabass.
listener, first-time caller.
Hey!
And I mean that sincerely.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Just making content, man. The idea of content creation has changed so rapidly throughout the last 10 years. It became a wasted hobby to a career. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I
fascinating.
think that's one of the big things why so many weird things are taking off right now, particularly comedy. But you look at other stuff like action sports, something that I'm very interested in, like Supercross, is like really taking off right now. It's people are getting to see behind the scenes. They're getting a look at other people's personal lives, and they love that. Like having connection to the people.
that instant background
Yeah.
to kind of what's going on. You can hear a name, look up the name, and a whole profile background look on that person. That is a very new phenomenon that we're not used to. You know,
And I
growing
think
up.
they like seeing like someone they can connect with, and then like especially like if they're taking off, like that's like getting to see where they're going.
Well, you and I, as early 30s, like, we were the first generation to have YouTube available in our, like, prime state, where all these kids now, where it's, like, TikTok or whatever's Fortnite has their hold. Like, YouTube was the beginning of that, and the creation definitely changed what was available to put yourself out before the world. And that just, what was that?
I have to check this. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. And then just from, that sort of progression kind of turned into, like, everybody's making their own content now. And whether they want to make it satirical real, whimsy, whether it's the news.
So where are you going with this?
I have no idea where I'm going with this. It's the entire podcast. I just
Yeah, that's
the end goal is the end is just kind of like everybody's making something. They're all kind of like trying to make it. Everybody wants to hit the algorithm. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to.
I think it's cool because it's taking away from the shit that we didn't care about. You know, like the morning shows that nobody's watching.
Right.
Just moms at home that also hate them. She's like, when is the price of
So tired of it. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
It'd
here.
be done.
Yeah.
They're still going, by the way. Cable TV still exists. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
They're running out of
People-
money so quickly. They're already on YouTube.
When do you think cable will fall? Within 10 years or 20 years?
No, I think like my mom's generation, like hopefully they live forever so they never die, and then cable will be around.
That's
forever.
true. Do you think that once
Because I don't want mom to go.
our parents are all gone, cable will be gone with it?
Yeah.
Because we won't pay for that. Wow, that's a sad but realistic thought.
Literally our parents.
Let they live forever. I love you, Mom.
Never gonna
Fucking
die.
love you.
Cable's never gonna die.
I'll watch Jerry Springer forever. Just keep on living.
After mom goes on to watch I'm gonna subscribe to cable.
I'm just gonna buy cable.
She used to love
She
it.
loved this channel.
HGTV. Mom
We
loved-
love TLC when we could learn things about Honey Boo Boo.
Hoarders. Didn't that come from that?
Yeah, that's all.
Jesus
It's a learning
Christ.
channel. It's kind of scary.
The learning.
My 500-pound life.
Just
or
like
whatever.
learning about the worst.
You're
times
learning
of
about the
human life.
worst possible piece of humanity. Isn't that cute when they're like?
How do you feel about humanity right now?
We're pretty fucked, dude.
I feel like there's equal parts.
I'm a very silver lining guy, and I almost have no hope for the future.
I don't know.
The only future is kids making funny memes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Like,
the inception of AI.
I'm less AI and more 14-year-olds in a bedroom making better jokes than I've ever thought of.
But what if
Like, that gives me hope.
What if AI like brought in this like new era of like equality?
So far, AI is just killing the rap game.
No.
That's the truth. You heard this new SpongeBob AI shit?
No. SpongeBob AI.
Oh, this is months old, dog. I'll put you on though. I'll send you a playlist.
Do they have
right
new
now.
episodes now?
There's no. I don't watch the new episodes because I saw a clip on Instagram where they said Patrick's house was a turtle the whole time. Like it was alive. I'm like, no, it's a whole episode about it being a boulder. Like it's not.
Under a
It's
rock.
not a rock. It's a boulder. Remember that? Like,
Yes, I do.
it's yeah. So fuck all the Steven Hellenberg died.
But also, he's a starfish, so it can't be a boulder. It's definitely a rock.
when they put Travis Scott in the goddamn. I'm sorry, Mom, but I mean this. When they put him in the Superdome commercial thing, Steven Hellenberg died, and they were going to
He's
do
one
a
of the
big.
Producers,
He made
writers.
He made SpongeBob,
Okay.
and they were like, okay, in his honor, during the Super Bowl, we will play the Bubble Bowl song. You know, well, this is the one time I can use it. And it's like, they were gonna do that at the Super Bowl, but instead they did that whole intro with the horns, and then it's like, yeah, been a mo, yeah, she in a second mo. Like, they butchered SpongeBob with Travis Scott, and everybody's hearts in America broke at the same time, and we almost came together as a nation. But Travis Scott fucked it up, and then he killed a whole bunch of people at Astro World, and I didn't forget. Okay. The world didn't forget. Remember that?
Yeah.
A lot of people died at his concert.
I do remember Astro World.
Yeah. That's why they call it trap music, because you're trapped.
He really dealt with that horribly. Like, he didn't like try to make.
He so bad.
Yeah,
He was like, yeah,
keep
you
going.
guys suck.
Keep going.
You watch so many videos of artists like, yo, stop. There's
Get
something
back.
happening right there.
Everyone move
Hold
back.
on,
Let
move.
the medical professionals come through.
He was just like,
Let's create an aisle right here.
he was auto-tuning his way to hell. Just,
Yeah.
let's fucking go.
It's like, this is gonna be.
There is a
It's gonna
weird,
make you
actually, if you
famous.
really wanted to go back in that specific point, he's watching it from above, like all the chaos, like posing in this weird like position. It's very strange. I'm playing this kind of I think we're gonna get too dark there.
I think though,
Fuck
like,
Travis Scott. Fuck you.
I think
All
though,
right.
for like somebody that's like never been in that position before, some people just don't know how to deal with it. Like
You're watching people
you
die
can't
in
be
front of you. You don't even try.
No, but it's like
He's like doing the
if you've
Jason
ever
Aldean
been
in
put
Vegas,
in that
dude.
position, it can happen like that, and you don't know what to do. People respond all kinds of different ways. It's the flight.
You should stop performing.
It's the fight, flight, or run, or freeze. Like he just didn't know.
Keep performing is not one of those options.
Yeah,
It's when you if you got no soul, then yeah, keep on your thing. But if you have any integrity as an artist, you see something bad happening with people like help, 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 we need help.
Yeah.
You say, hey, stop, turn the lights on. I'm stopping.
Imagine
the
if
show.
it happened during a comedian set. They just like kept doing their material. It's just
Right? Like nobody would be laughing because you need the engagement of the audience versus like the art. Those entertainers bring it with them. They have the tracks backed up.
yeah.
They just dance around. They can give a fuck whether or not you sing. You ever watch a rappers perform to people like he's like,
That's
yo,
wild.
sing this with me, and nobody does. It's silent. Like
We're almost at 6:00, and I have a show in 2 hours, so we need to get to the.
oh, we gotta wrap it. Let's
We
get.
gotta get into the meat and potatoes.
Let's get to the meat. Okay, hey Roman. Roman, basic questions. What's the meaning of your name?
My
It
name.
literally says basic questions, but I wrote name meaning.
My dad's name is Herman. Mexican.
Is that what Menchaca means?
Yeah, Menchaca. No, Menchaca means that we're from the battlements of Spain.
Cool.
It's a name given to us from Spain.
Do you know that Ferdinand Magellan discovered the Philippines and named it the Philippines after the the King of Spain at that time?
Yeah.
Prince Philip or King Philip?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool name.
Thanks, man. I like my name. So my dad wanted my name to be like his, but he also didn't love his name that much. He thought Roman was a strong name. Because people, like white people, always say his name is German.
Did they change it when they came to Ellis Island? Or was it always Menchaca?
We're Mexican.
Truth. You didn't
So-
have to go through Ellis. You
No.
just hopped the border.
No, my grandfather earned a green card fighting in Vietnam.
See? Back in the day, we earned that shit. Look. I didn't even get to talk to you about this girl. Okay, that'll be my last point. Okay. We will get there, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to get a little squirrely. What's your favorite paradiddle?
Paradiddle.
Yep.
Next question.
Mine's right, left, left, right, left, left.
Okay.
Anyway,
not
do you think Diddy did it?
Yes, 100%.
Did he, though?
They've been talking about it for decades, dude. Didn't they?
You asked. That was terrible, I thought.
Did he or didn't they?
To did or not to did.
And he was flexing it right in front of us the whole time.
It was pretty wild.
Everyone knew it.
The real champagne poppy. Who's your favorite skater?
Ooh. My favorite skater is probably Chad Muska.
Nice choice, bro.
Yeah.
Remember him on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. He was the guy I played with.
But like Chad Muska, like he's just incredible. Like
That was my introduction to Chad Muska was the game.
Not the
As a
game.
skater, he's a great skater. I've learned about him since.
oh, okay.
I'm just saying, like, that's how he was my favorite to play with. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
He was a real guy, obviously.
Yeah, it's not a game character.
I remember as a kid, there was some point I wasn't even sure if these were real guys or like, they just made him up for the game.
I really love Bob Burnquist too.
Bob Burr, he's still going.
And he's from our city.
He's here.
Isn't
He's
he?
local.
Isn't he?
Most likely.
I thought he was from here.
He has San Diego energy.
Or maybe he's Orange County.
He could be in
But-
the midst.
Like to see
He's like a San Clemente guy.
like when they invented the Mega Ramp competition,
Yeah.
like he came back and just like was just like I'll fucking hurl myself off like a fucking 150-foot
Yep.
gap. Like no problem.
I've met Matt Hoffman, man. He's such a humble dude.
Yeah, he's rad.
Just to like know what these guys have done on to that level of sport.
Yeah. I met Dave Mira.
You met Dave Mira?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. For real?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Dude, it was incredible. He was just super cool. Like he was literally just doing like a promo at some fucking like this mall that I was at in Washington, like had like a car dealership like
No
on the
way.
same lot, and like they were literally just doing
a promo
for the car dealership in the middle of the mall, and he was just like, "What's up?"
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm getting emotional. Like, that's sick.
Yeah.
Dave Mirra probably changed my life more so than anybody.
Dave Mirra's the man.
When I was 11,
And he was just like super like motivational, like tell you like the things that drove him, and the things that you can find in yourself to keep going.
right.
And you know, just he would let you talk and listen, and then sort of like be like, yeah, whatever that is, but like you gotta fucking keep after it, you know, like you got this, like, you know, like.
It's incredible.
I remember like talking about like crashes and stuff with him, like literally just talk with him for like fucking 10 minutes, but like
And you
as
brought
a-
up crashes.
as a
You're
child,
that guy.
as a child, like I was like fucking
You're a kid.
12 years old, dude.
Yeah.
And he just
Is this
gave
scary?
he literally gave me like fucking like 15 minutes of his time
That's so cool.
just to talk with him.
I won the Dave Mirra scholarship when I was 11. That allowed me to go to Woodward for the
I
first
was
time.
smart enough to ask him about himself.
No, I know. I'm just funny. Like, I was talking about. Like,
Will
I'm
you
saying.
listen to me?
You're the guy. You're the guy talking about crashing. Like, as a biker, I hate when you bring that shit up. Like, what's don't fall. Was he biking or was he just hanging out? Like,
No, yeah, he did the. It was.
doing
it
a
was,
demo?
No, it was literally just a demo.
Did a demo.
Like
Yeah.
they're literally just like.
You're
doing-
talking afterwards.
But it's not like a ranked event or anything like that. They just had a bunch of.
No, I get all this.
BMXers
I know what you're
come out,
talking about.
do
Like,
tricks and stuff in the middle of the mall.
were you talking after or beforehand?
After, yeah.
Right. So yeah, like if I was talking to you beforehand, you're talking about crashing before my show.
Never.
Yeah, it's like.
Like, every time you ever bomb,
yeah.
oh, you're about to go up, like, you know.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Remember that time you sucked? Remember I told that to Nico before you.
Remember last week? When you...
Oh my gosh! Did I even get to bring up Tuesday? I did my 500th fucking set this week, everybody. 500 comedy sets.
Yeah.
I just want to make that. That's a huge point in this milestone though for this video, and I didn't get to really get to that. I skipped it because we're having so much fun. But 500 times I've tried this thing, man.
Because you woke up late.
Oh, I was there
Why were you so late today?
today.
Yeah.
I work nights.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Um,
fair.
But I wanted to bring
I forgive you.
this point because we talked about it before the podcast. I never brought it up on camera, and I think it's hilarious. I need to bring it up because it's just too. I can't let you leave without it. Basically, set 500 in my head. I think maybe a year ago, Taryn Heffley, maybe like 2 years ago, Taryn did his 500 there, and when Nathan brought him up, he was like, "Everybody, this is Taryn. He's doing his 500th set. Everybody, let's make some noise for him." And I was like, I really want that for me. I earned this. I worked really fucking hard. And one didn't go up that night. Didn't get pulled out of the bucket. Which
You
was,
did go up eventually.
I went to trailer park,
Yeah.
which was different. But so I
Also
was
the greatest trailer park environment ever.
kind of amazing. It's definitely better than my childhood.
Also not a trailer park.
It's a trailer
Cool
in a
nightclub.
basement. So it's the ultimate.
It's a
scary
cool
place.
nightclub.
It's fun. Stop by. Anyway, I'm on mushrooms, trying to get to the show, and in my head, like, it's supposed to be just this fun little, like, casual. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. And halfway from
You rode your
biking,
bike there.
I biked from OB to downtown, and yeah, the more I got closer to the venue, the more wild it got.
Yeah.
So help me God. so I finally
Even not on mushrooms, I feel that. Like, the closer you get into
even
downtown,
not on it.
the more, like...
The anticipation grows
my
and
God.
builds, and you're, I might go do comedy. Oh, okay, here we go. 500 sets.
Somebody's,
It's a
like,
lot of pressure.
crossing the street in front of oncoming traffic, just, like, yelling at all of the buildings.
Yep, all that stuff. Just
Like,
seeing that.
Naming
They have no
the
idea what's
cockroaches
going
in
on.
the middle of fucking
And I'm
traffic.
I'm beelining, trying to not get hit by cars, and the world is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so finally, I pull up down. There's 45 comics outside of the thing, all signing up, just chit chatting, and I'm thinking, okay, please make a quiet entrance. Don't make any noise. Just be casual. Don't be loud. In my loudest coat possible, just this giant, fluffy, big Joshua's Coat of Dreams, and I crash into not only a car, but a car and a pole. I completely break the rear view on the right side of the car.
Crashed twice in one crash.
Yeah, and then fell down. Looked back at every comic like, what the fuck? What's he doing? I should have, for this instance, looked that way, but it's impossible with
I
this
heard her
stand.
voice too, though.
That's a kitty cat.
Oh.
Anyway, like, it was the worst way to be quiet. I was just, yeah, that was fun. So I really got to, like, set the night off in a nice little fun course. Did the 500 sets. And what was great is it was Dayton's car. I hit Dayton.
Another comic.
Yeah, I hit this other comic's car because his girlfriend was right in the passenger seat, and I'm looking at her, looking at me, and I'm like, I fixed the mirror just like a fucking henchman breaking someone's neck. Just okay, good. I gave him a thumbs up and just walked away. It was bad. Basically, the whole thing was bad.
That's a hell of a way to kick off the night.
Yeah, I brought it out to him like, yes, my 500 sets. Be cool if you could do that, and he like just never got up, which is fine. And just one of those things. Like everybody has their own kind of path.
I had an amazing night that night.
I had so much fun too.
Dude, I was not on mushrooms, but I for the last 2 weeks I've showed up with 5 tickets.
You're killing it, man.
And
with your
just 5.
Okay,
for 5.
so
Five
they
for
stopped.
5.
I need to give you more credit than you are giving yourself right now. Now. They stopped giving away tickets for the Bark system at ACC maybe a month ago.
Promoting for the club.
Yeah, so the promotion, you got to give out all these tickets. 5 come back. Cool, you got a guaranteed spot. However, they don't give the tickets out. So Roman has kept the surplus of tickets is slowly dwindling throughout the weeks.
12 to
it was
8
12, it was 8
to 5 the last 2 weeks.
So you only have one shot to get.
If they don't come
if
back
they don't
with
come
that
in,
ticket,
it's over.
Throw them all away. Don't even come, bitch. I don't want you, okay?
And he did it. You did it, man.
2 weeks in a row.
Nice job, buddy. I was actually.
I've been doing this for the last month.
I was going to make my own tickets beforehand, like admit one ACC Seabass. Just why not?
Or just tell them that they're there. Like tell the doorman that they're there to see Seabass.
It's funnier to make my own.
Yeah.
But I did it with Corey once. That was cool. Like just with yelling at people. Nope. You're like comedy show. Yeah.
Like, what's his name? The guy on the skateboard?
There's this crazy guy screaming on the street. You know, like, you have the e-board, the e-bike is, or the e-skateboard is sick to just roll up with the slow brake, like, hello.
I usually push because I don't want to go too fast.
That's like the slow descent.
Having the brakes are nice.
It's very futuristic. It's like, I'm losing track here. You're good.
I want to get into the meat and potatoes, so we're running out of time.
We're almost there. Is it true that you were your pole vault high school champion?
No. I didn't do sports in high school. I had asthma. I was graduated at 16.
Got a little bitch ass lungs. You can't do no sports.
I don't know. I joined the Air Force at 17.
Wait, so you can go in the Air Force and you can't do
No, I did grow
gym?
I did grow out of it. I mean, I also do...
Do you have asthma?
Action sports. Not as an adult.
How does that work?
It's a childhood asthma. I think a lot of kids grow out of it.
You can get it and not get it? Or you can not have it and then get it?
So you're born with it, and then you grow out of it.
It's always a born condition?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure asthma is a born condition.
What is it? Like a lack of being able to get the oxygen you need?
So essentially what it is like your parents, when you're in utero, had a high propensity for stress. And so therefore you need the stress hormones. I can't remember what they're called.
Your mom was stressed?
Cortisol is the stress hormone, but it's also creates. It's also steroid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a hyperbolic?
Like it's a steroid. Yeah, cortisol is a steroid. So basically, like you need, like basically your parents had this high stress situation when you were in utero that creates the need for asthma. But also there's other alternatives that happen where like, you know, like maybe you're living in the inner city and you're taking in all of these inhalants.
Yeah.
Like ruin your
lungs. But you
lungs.
can get, I
didn't know your lungs,
get rid of asthma.
Your lungs constrict. Yeah, you can grow out of it because your body is like in a better environment.
To a better state.
You're in a better environment.
So are there kids with asthma that could probably not have it? Just they move?
Possibly. As a child, yes, but like it's also, you know, case by case.
All right, the final meat and potatoes.
of this thing. This morning,
Hey,
I saw a video.
You're so cute. Nobody can see his face, but he's adorable.
Ollie, you're the best. On the bed, Mr. Attention Whore Dog. I love you. Go, Mr. Scoundrel Man. Hey,
He's
on
a
the
handsome
bed.
boy.
on the bed. Good boy. On the bed. Sit. Stay. Good boy. So,
He's still fucking like. But you love me though.
he's a goofball. I
You like
know.
me?
So, this morning I saw a video. They shut down all the beachside yoga in San Diego.
I don't have time for this, man. We gotta get to the.
This is the meat and potatoes. This is the last thing. Have you heard about this?
I thought we were gonna talk about comedy. We're gonna talk about.
We did. Yeah, sure. We did talk about.
We're gonna talk
comedy.
about the incidents.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need.
No,
You got my back. I got your back.
that's it.
You want to? How much time you got? Realistically.
Dude, I got a half hour.
Okay, we can do that.
I got 30 minutes, dude.
Meat and potatoes. Okay, so Roman came onto the scene with kind of like this hot intensity that I did, which is cool. Like, hot, like just happy about comedy, which makes me upset that people are like, "Why are you so like enthusiastic about this? Like, why are you just kind of like regular and just nonchalant? Like, 'cause I'm excited. I like this. I like doing this. You guys aren't fucking stoked. Like,
I thought you were gonna come into comedy and like you're gonna be like find your
I felt like I
tribe.
found a home.
You're gonna find a tribe.
Yeah, it felt like I was coming, and then I just started getting ridiculed
Yeah,
and made fun of and ostracized, and it was just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing?
They
Like,
don't like new comics.
talking shit in my face,
They don't like new people.
and then you stick around, you keep your head low, and you keep going. Like, you know you're funny, you keep going.
I do not keep my head low. I'm not good at that.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you, like right now, people when you came onto the scene, people came up to me and they're like, "Yo, it's kind of nice to have Roman around because he's like doing what you did back in the day." And it's like, oh, we don't have to be mad at Seabass anymore. It's like, there's this guy.
We can all shit on Roman together.
I'm not kidding. This is a thing. And it's like, well, one, that's rude. Two, like, he's working really fucking hard. Somehow he's already got 2 shows put together. He just started. Like, what are you doing? Show me results. Mac Miller said, fuck what you did. Show me results. And I believe in that truly. Like,
I was really stoked, man. Getting booked right away, getting an open mic. None of that I asked for.
I remember we had this squabble at some point. Like,
dude, at the very beginning when I very first
what was
met
that?
You, it was another comic. We're not gonna say his name right now, but he was ripping on me because I was wearing Fox gear, and he was like, "Don't you know that's so 2008?" And I was like, "Dude, 2000, Fox is a sports brand.
It's a sports racing
Like,
brand.
if you've ever done sports in your life, like." You would know." And he's like, "Oh, you're making fun of me for being fat." I'm like, "No, this is like a dumb joke. Like, it's not a fashion trend. It's
To be fair, this is the first time I'm hearing whatever you're giving to. I'm still listening.
it's sports equipment, you know." And he was just sort of like ripping on me for that, and I don't know. Then it was like, "You're not funny. You're never gonna be funny." Blah 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 blah. And we like started like roasting each other on the street, and then like. It created this like tension between you and me because you were standing there like I was starting.
Oh no!
I was literally going home.
I remember.
I was literally going home.
No, I
was
remember.
trying to go home.
Here's that. You yelled at a priest.
No, I didn't yell at a priest.
Yes. Okay, you want my perspective? This is what happened. In hindsight, stupid, but like.
He was trying to proselytize to me.
No, it was a 4-way. 5-way conversation. It was Mitch Ryan, his girlfriend, me, a white priest, and a black
That's a totally
priest.
different situation too.
I'm thinking of. Oh, we're not there. I said the same thing.
No,
This is my moment of when I had a problem. You know how you totally. Later.
No, come on.
That's fine. Like, I really don't remember. Anyway, so the.
You don't remember that?
No, you basically like we were having a conversation with this priest. Early, he's just like a black dude. He looked like Constantine. I don't know. And you came up and we were talking about after hours parties. You said like, what's a good after hours party? You just came out of like nowhere to the circle. We're the 6th edition. Just,
Always coming out of nowhere.
no, it was like 2 a.m. It was at the end of the club. No, we're at the end of the night.
Yeah.
There's 5 people, and then all of a sudden it was like we're talking after parties.
You show up, you're like, what's a good after party? And this black priest is like, I know a good place, and explains it to you, and you're like, I wasn't talking to you. Or maybe I was just drunk and that's what happened in my head. But it was like, that was rude, and I didn't like it. And then at one point, I remember we're having a conversation at the bar, and I was like, we're never going to be friends. And I was fucked up that night. Like, it was not cool.
I have hard stance with religious people because I'm running from religion, very religious household.
Yeah,
I love my family now, but they're still very, very, like, entrenched in, like, this abusive relationship with religion. There's a healthy level of like religiosity, like loving other people and stuff like that. But when you start like putting, like using that to decide like who to love and who to hate, it's uncomfortable.
It's hard to put that pressure. Yeah, and I guess if we really want to get down to the heart and potatoes, whatever you said, meat and potatoes, it's a great
heart and potatoes. There's heart on the menu, boys.
We're eating croissants tonight. There was a night. There was a gentleman. I know I've talked about this before at some point. It doesn't really matter when. However,
we talked about it so many times on the podcast.
That's why.
And I was the guy.
It almost seems trivial, but
I was the guy.
You were the guy who. You held it down more than anybody. So.
And what I didn't realize was like afterwards I saw the recording.
I'd never seen it.
I seen the recording, and
is there video?
There's video.
Man, fuck Madhouse.
It's not Madhouse video.
Oh, that video?
That video.
I still stand by what I said. Even though I'll be there on June 10th.
I realized in the instant that none of those guys were behind me. Like everyone was like,
no, you were on your own.
Fucking behind me.
It was you. Like you were the only guy who like listened to the fact that like I got scars on my back to prove that I was assaulted. But even like the management laughed at me. The employees
just me though
made fun of me and threatened me. All the comics came out, looked at me, didn't do shit. Watched this man walk away, and you and two other guys went on like this little trip. I don't remember who those guys were, and who else put them in a headlock. Nobody. You did. So there was a man who assaulted me, assaulted 4 women, and then walked away, got away with it. And this motherfucker right here put him in a headlock and had his ass in a goddamn chokehold on the sidewalk. And I ran up. I'm not gonna lie. I punched him in the stomach because I'm not a very good fighter. And then I ran away. I felt like that was attribution.
When I came up,
happened.
I seen you thrown against the glass, and then we heard boom, boom against the wall.
So you didn't see it. You heard it, right?
I saw your ass against the glass.
You saw me thrown?
Yeah, and then
I thought you were inside, not outside.
I was right at that fucking corner of Madhouse. Right against the glass.
Oh, yeah, so you probably saw it.
And then everyone runs out, and they're all pulling out their phones recording. And then I was like, I can't see anything. So I like went to the front, and I saw 2 other comics. And you were next to the other people that were recording. Like, you were like, fuck, man. And
I thought my back was broken.
There was 2 people wrestling with him. And I have no idea what's going on.
True.
So I was like, okay, let's like
you gotta respond.
Nobody get hurt.
Fairly, yeah.
Nobody go to police. Like nobody get arrested. Like that's my 2 motives. So I get in there and I separate him, and the assailant comes like right back at me and starts charging me. Like I kick his front leg and I throw him to the ground, and he fucking takes off across the street and runs off.
Awesome.
And then you were like, oh, fuck that, like he tried to assault these women and blah blah blah, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was
for retrospect. No, people who don't know the story, I guess it's hard to go back and watch 50 episodes of our podcast. A man was walking on the sidewalk following 4 women, 4 young, scantily dressed women, and they were just trying to go home to their car or whatever, and he starts touching them, and it got to the point where they were like, please stop, leave us alone, to like, hey, get the fuck off us, man. And that's when all the comics got in the way and started intervening and pulled him back. Then the man starts backtracking, and the entire time I'm having a cigarette against the wall, just chilling, doing my thing. And then this guy, he just yells,
one of those
one day you're gonna get stuck down an alley. And I was like, yeah, by you. And he just checked me and threw me into the glass, which is what he's talking about.
3 times. Once against the glass, which I don't think hurt you. I mean, it hurt, but it wasn't that. He threw you up against the rail, which
Well, it's like rail to the glass. It's all one thing. To me, it was one
No.
motion.
because it was
I got hurt and I laid down.
because only the people that saw the glass responded to that, but there was a boom, boom when you hit the rail, the metal railing
Yeah, I still.
outside.
There's no metal railing. It's like a.
Not on the window. They
It's
have
the windowsill to the ledge.
they have a metal railing away from
That's
the window.
farther down than where I was.
That's where he charged you into.
No, I hit the glass. That's the whole point.
You were hit.
I was sitting on the ledge of the window. We're getting into like
I think you were hit 3 times.
logistics right here.
I think you were hit 3 times.
I always hit one time and it hurt the fuck out of me. I was scarred.
Because it was the metal railing that brought everyone outside. Because only the
that's
people
when
that
they start.
only the people that
The
saw
altercation with the
glass.
rest of them was on
Yeah.
the railing and stuff. I hit the glass and the banister and then fell to the ground because I thought my legs were broken.
Jesus.
It was fucked. Like, fuck, I'm Alan Henderson. And it was, yeah, it wasn't good. And and that's when they were all like,
So then you must have charged the other 2 comics.
It was the other two getting
You
into
must
an
have charged.
altercation.
You must have charged the other 2 comics then.
Because I was like, please.
Because it was 3 hits.
But I
There was-
remember, like
there was the glass.
Jacob and the troop
then the
came
rails.
out at the front. I'm like, please help someone. And they're just
Filming, yeah. So then that's where I after I had separated everyone, that's where I'd finally heard the full story.
right.
And then
well,
and then you were like, fuck that. Like, I'm fucked up.
were you there at the end when it was you? Wasn't it you, me, Gabe,
Andreas and Gabe.
and the piece of shit, I was threatened by an employee of the club after trying to explain what happened. They were like, "Get out of here!" And I said, "Don't tell me what to do. Fuck you!" And he said, "Oh, fuck me.
I think
fuck
everyone
you."
was super amped up.
It was just this
we were
moment.
so amped up.
It was this moment with the fact that I was threatened by an employee and the management didn't say shit and had his back, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this club. And I will be there on June 10th. Probably talking shit, never to
Are they
perform
coming
there
back
again.
June 10th?
I'll be there performing.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
booked. I'm booked for a show.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I have a lot of beef with this fucking club. I'll just go bomb for 10 minutes. I hate, what happened to me that night. I got scars.
But then we went after him, and then he went right back to the same spot to follow them into that
Right?
parking lot.
Yes.
That's where he wanted to live, was in that parking lot where people are getting their cars. And
I think the police arrested that man that night, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yeah.
And it was because of us.
Do you remember him crying though?
He's a little piece of shit, bro. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm being oppressed. Oh, people are."
I'm
He was
a
a white
victimized.
man,
Yeah,
He was a
40-year-old
white
white
guy.
man.
massive dude.
Like, no, your time's up, brother. You don't get to just assault women, assault comedians, and then cry
He was
and
literally
call
crying.
Del Mar.
He came after me. He squared up with me twice. He charged me 3 times. Charged at me 3 times, and on the 3rd charge, I just fucking grabbed him, and I was like, "You're not getting my legs. Like, fuck you. You're a big ass motherfucker."
And I punched him in the stomach like a little bitch, but you know what? I did what I had to do. I'm not a good fighter. I've never won a fight in my life. That's the most I've ever won a fight, was having you choke a man out while I punched him. I'm serious.
We won that fight,
I appreciate you, dog.
dude. I didn't want.
And leave women alone that are walking home to their cars, man. Fuck you.
I didn't want any of that. I just wanted to make sure no one gets hurt, no one goes to jail.
So many times my mouth has gotten me into trouble. Just don't say the thing that you think in your head. I'm like, no, I'm saying it. And then I'm like,
Oh, too late.
too late. Here we go.
It already came out.
Here we
I don't
are
have that little
on
thing.
episode 57 of the Galactic Seabass Podcast with my friend Roman Menchaca. I'm happy to call you a friend, man. Honestly, that night changed everything. I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, that changed everything for our friendship.
It did. It changed my perspective of comedy because Madhouse died shortly after there.
Just the mic.
Like the mic
The
died,
open
but it
mic.
wasn't that place. I did 300.
That place
plus
was
sets.
the mic in our city.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was the San Diego open mic community.
Yeah.
Every night, no matter where you were or what you did in the city,
It's the
you could
lifeblood.
reconvene and be like, "Oh, here's all the guys at Madhouse."
Yeah.
And now it's like we're spread through and thin, and we see each other here and there, and it's like, all right, well, it's still going. It's a pumping force, but it's not like there was this home base, this colony.
I feel like things
They
are
lost
still
that.
happening though in San Diego. They're so big.
It's on the horizon.
It's sort of like, I don't know. It's amazing. Like, there's so many more mics than there ever were before.
I still didn't even get to my main point. So they banned yoga. And
That's your main point.
yes, they banned yoga on the beach, but they're allowing all the fucking migrants to run up on the beach at the same time.
They're
What's your
catching.
opinion on that?
They're trying to catch them.
No, you would see these videos. They're just like,
The lifeguards, yeah.
But there you go. I guess that wasn't a great end point.
No, that's
Not a good
very
closing bit.
It's a very conservative fucking viewpoint.
It is extremely.
And also the violence that they're fleeing.
Well, it's in our beach, 2 blocks away. They're showing up, man.
Yeah.
That video that everyone sees of all the migrants at Ocean Beach, that's down the street.
They're desperate, hungry, like people fleeing.
And they're
going to
be voting Democrat.
Good for them.
Why do they have these facilities ready to take them wherever they want? They got these little like.
This is a man with an agenda.
We're going live here. It's not necessarily an agenda. It's that we show up and by the thousands and thousands, they have facilitation to take them anywhere they want in the country with no questions. They got accommodations taken care of. Meanwhile, real Americans.
Do they?
Oh, 100%.
No, they don't.
That's happening right down in San Ysidro right now. Like thousands every weekend dropped off by buses. And then from there, they have extradition routes to go anywhere they want in America.
Oh, because they have a right to due process. That's why.
It's all this. It's this crazy semantic, and then it's all
But
an
also,
election year.
with Biden, and Trump and Obama, there's a certain limit per day, and then the rest of them just get fucking turned back around. But it's.
I mean, we can look up the numbers.
I mean, the violence that's going on down there.
All I know is I've
funny.
seen it at my own beach,
Yeah.
and it's like, fuck, dude.
No, but it's like try to live where they're living.
I get that, but at the same time, there's a due process and to go through the American immigration process.
Do you want to fix it?
Thousands and thousands.
Legalize
of
drugs
immigrants
everywhere.
I'm actually for that, to get rid of the black markets.
Legalize all drugs.
Like,
Period.
take the Portugal route.
Um,
It's crazy for
let
like,
people buy pharmaceuticals at the pharmacy without a doctor.
Yeah, dude. I say if they make pharmaceutical grade cocaine in America with no like differentiations and you can sell it pure, like you would eliminate that whole black trade market and like stop all fentanyl deaths in the U.S.
We'll go to a pharmacy.
These are pretty wild tales for the end of this whole episode, but I like this.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's how you
It is a
fix the
Well, I'm thinking about the
immigration
election
crisis.
year coming up. Like, you know, if they're
Imagine if Biden didn't put weed as Schedule 3. That was like the highlight of this quarter.
right,
Oh, it's Schedule 3 now. It's still illegal.
it's still illegal.
It's as harmful as fentanyl.
I didn't even realize that at the time when I heard it. Like, he dropped it back 2 schedules. He didn't just take it off. Like,
It's fentanyl. It's anabolic steroids. It's
is steroids and fentanyl 3?
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. All
So
opioids are
his whole
3.
campaign, they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything.
Except made the economy worse and created inflation, started
Didn't
new
make
wars
the economy
in
worse.
Ukraine.
This is effects of like a shitty economy.
Well, it's the creation of trillions of new dollars in print.
Well, it's really like the fucking aftermath of like the
When
the
there's only-
pandemic.
if there's this many dollars and your dollar's worth this much, then you print trillions more of those. Each one of those dollars you had originally is worth less.
Yeah, but I mean,
And that's
look
the
at
inflation
corporate
that we
gains
see.
right
It's
now.
why it costs twice as much to
Look at
buy
corporate
milk.
gains. They're never been higher ever.
I've never been in a corporation, which sucks, but I do agree
Just
with
look at
the
the
fact that
graphs.
corporate gains
Like-
are going up.
They're absolutely killing it right now.
Or the fact they talk about inflation versus like they took a screenshot earlier today. It was from the 2022 end to the 2023 mid.
Like your
Versus
and my dollar is
2020.
worth less, but like to a millionaire or a billionaire, like
Well, inflation from 2022 to 2023 was only 2.3% on this little graph, but they're missing this giant majority of the scale that starts in 2020, which shows from 2020 to 2023 is a 20% increase in all of our inflation, wages, housing, markets, food, gas.
who owns all of that? The housing,
BlackRock, baby.
the gas, the
BlackRock,
food.
if you're hiring, dog. Vanguard, hit me up. I'm ready to go. Please.
Vanguard.
This episode is brought to you by the World Economic Forum.
ICBM.
Yeah, for
Fucking sending
the
it.
Bill and Melinda Foundation are huge supporters of the Galactic Seabass Podcast.
Elon Musk, if you're listening.
He seems decent, but he's still like his dad on some
One of my favorite
African
memes.
mine farm or whatever, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He owns
Some gem farm in South
the
Africa.
green one, the emeralds.
Yeah.
Yeah. He owns so many emerald mines.
How many slaves does he own then?
I don't
Like,
think
on the
it's paid labor.
There's a fine line between.
Recently, within the last 20 years, you know.
Go watch those videos, man. It's terrifying. Getting coal
But
out of those mines.
yeah, he comes from.
That's where he comes from, right? That's
So-
all wealth.
Yes.
Do you remember that Dungeons and Dragons video? A picture of him. He's like 16.
No.
It's the coolest photo ever. Hold on.
But also, he doesn't have a good family life.
He named his kid a number. It obviously does not have a good family life.
He fled his family. And then on top of that, though, I did see one of my favorite memes recently this week.
Uh-huh.
We've been seeing Cybertrucks everywhere in our city.
Right.
Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
They're everywhere right now.
People are rapping them.
Yeah. So, turns out that if you drive the Cybertruck to 66 miles per hour,
It locks in, right?
it takes you back in time. It bends space and time continuum
What?
to go back to apartheid South Africa.
What? Shut the fuck up, dude.
So no, hilarious and fucked up meme.
That's so funny.
Because it's the DeLorean's.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's the DeLorean
That's a great.
truck, yeah.
Okay. Where's this? Is he gonna wipe from the internet? I hate rich people.
Everyone hates rich people.
No, but they can wipe their image.
I do have to pee for the first time
You have to go.
in this podcast.
We could probably just call it.
I was gonna pee.
You can pee it and come back.
Yeah.
I'll give you those shots out.
What time is it?
We wanted to actually know we're 115 minutes in, so we're just shy of 2 hours by 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Pretty good
it's,
little episode.
it's not a good episode, but
Well,
I'm glad to
great.
be here. I had fun.
Great episode.
I don't know if you guys had fun.
We talked nonstop.
I was here.
Who knows what we said?
I
These are
remember so
Just
many.
young Joe Rogan fans trying to make content. Yeah.
Jesus.
Are you a Joey fan?
I do love Joe Rogan, yeah. As a person, and a comedian.
I was about to say, yeah, as opposed to.
No, he's such a
You ever
good-
seen him
He's such a good
live?
interviewer, and I feel like it sucks that like he's getting drawn into this sort of like pigeonhole of ideas.
Mhm.
Whereas like I look at him and I'm like, dude, he's a meathead from Massachusetts, from Boston.
He says that a lot too. He's like, I'm an
Yeah.
idiot. If you
No,
listen to me
he's a
for
meathead
politics,
from
you're
Boston.
dumb. Yep.
Dude. Yeah, I think
Full-on Guido,
he's
yeah.
fucking come a long way.
He's awesome.
And he seems like a great person.
You ever
And
watched episode one?
if you like just like stop like with the ideology, this and that, like talk about like someone who treats people with love and respect.
Yeah, I don't feel there's a restriction on what he's willing to talk about or who he's willing to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
And I like that. So that's who I want to imagine myself to be, the kind of person who I could interview somebody from a different part of life than me,
Yeah.
and hopefully learn a little bit about them, not make it all about me, which is something I struggle to do.
Dude, he put Bernie Sanders on.
Remember that?
Remember?
Before the election. It was like during the thing.
Yeah.
He's put Alex Jones on a couple times. He's put...
Alex Jones. Why did you go to Alex Jones?
Because it's such a fun antonym to Bernie Sanders. Like, if he's gonna have both sides of the discussion, like, that's awesome. From Jordan Peterson to
Jordan Peterson is the antonym.
right, is a very differentiating. Bernie's very WEF versus Jordan's very like FU.
I'm a free market Canadian. Well, well, actually, if you think about it,
That's a pretty terrible Jordan Peterson. Actually.
dude, he's literally like Canadian Kermit
Well,
the Frog.
If I had to think about a solution, this reminds me of an old book from.
No, he's sort of.
You go back to John 3:16.
Think about it.
You're like doing a Kermit the Frog, Jordan.
He is
Peterson.
Kermit the Frog, dude. He's Canadian Kermit.
PhD
I
the
swear
Frog.
to fucking dude, he's Canadian Kermit the Frog. That's it.
Well, you know, these young men have to make the rooms.
Especially if you think about
They
like,
can't make the rooms, and how are they supposed
especially
to
if
pull
you
their
think
lives
about
together?
Pepe, you know.
I wish I could do a good accent right now. I needed like a few minutes to pull together a Jordan. Well,
There's 13 steps in this life.
Well, Ollie.
You want to go for B?
I think Ollie needs to go for a B.
Yeah, I think we're going to wrap this thing up here in a second. You want us to say peace out?
Guys, it's been so fun.
Do you have any dates coming up that you'd like to promote or anything like that?
Well, right now, just Thursdays at Pushkin Lounge. Tonight is going to be at 8:30. And then moving forward, we're doing an 8 p.m. every Thursday at Pushkin Lounge. It's 450 6th Avenue, San Diego, California, in the Gaslamp. Other than that, we've got some new shows that are coming out, and I'm really excited about those, for sure.
Cool.
I'm doing
And you can check out Roman on Instagram at Roman plus a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, you can find me at any social media platform at Roman plus a bunch of numbers.
Cool.
But I do actually have a show coming up with Tommy Lucero, one of my favorite people in the community.
Shout out to Tommy, one of the first guys to ever book me for a show as well.
I fucking love Tommy. He's my favorite person. Like, dude, seriously, one of the
Good
best hosts to ever do it.
He's a good host.
Amazing comic.
You got a date?
June 5th, 7
June
p.m.
5th.
Border X in Barrio Logan.
Just come on by, see Roman. As far as dates for me, I got Friday, May 24th at Quantum Brewery. I'll be hosting. June 10th, I'll be at the Madhouse Comedy Club. Come see what's up.
Hell yeah.
And I got a roast battle with Taylor Great in September.
No way.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Did you book that?
Yeah, I got that one's booked up for. It's a while from now, but as a heads up. And then in the meantime, catch new episodes here every Thursday on the Galactic Seabass channel. My cat's going ferocious to nothing on the floor right now. Animals are crazy.
I hope it's been fun, guys.
Hope you guys had a good time. This has been a podcast. This is Roman Menchaca, and I really appreciate you for being here today. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Love you, man.
We love you too, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having my back that one night.
Every night.
Yeah, that one in particular, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was a game changer. And with that being said, this has been a game changer. This is a 1-year anniversary of the Galactic Seabass Podcast. Here with you guys, my fans, my subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe to the video. Thanks for being a friend to me and my buddies Ollie and Andy and Roman for stopping by. Come on, see me anytime. We got hundreds of videos on the channel. Check them out. Donate if you'd like. Subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we will see you again next week for another wild tale. Anyway, thanks for being here. I'm terrible at goodbyes. This has been an episode. My name is Sebastian, a.k.a. Seabass, a.k.a. Galactic Seabass, a.k.a. James Blonde USA, a.k.a. Seabass Jokes, a.k.a. You Can't Stop Galactic, a.k.a. James Blonde USA, a.k.a. Seabass with cash symbols at the end, a.k.a. I'm done saying AKAs. Thank you for being here today. This has been a podcast. And
one of the podcasts ever.
This has been one of the podcasts of all time. That's for show. Episode 57 to be specific. And this is Ollie. That's Andy. That's Roman. I'm Seabass. You're awesome. I love you.
Love
Thanks
you.
for being here. End transmission. Hell yeah.